CBS News Chicago always investigating after hearing about a senior citizen whose vacant back of the yards home racked up a staggering $233,000 water bill. Our Jermont Terry live in the control room tonight with how the city is now going after her. Jermont.
Chris, this 82-year-old says the city is now threatening to garnish her pension, all because of a water bill that is so outrageous. And tonight, she's looking for help because the water department doesn't appear to be backing down on a bill she says is clearly an error. You don't need 20/20 vision to see this house in the back of the yards neighborhood is abandoned.
There's no radio, there's no nothing in there.
And it's set like this for years. Diane Carley inherited the childhood property of her late husband in 2017. Yet in December 2024, the city contacted her, telling her a new water meter needed to be installed.
Why would you need to come in when there's no water there? And I'm not asking for water.
She allowed the city to install the meter, and within 6 months, she got a water bill out of this world.
I said, a bill for what? And they said for water.
Despite no plumbing, check out what the water bill reads, $233,000.
Okay. Wow. I don't even know where to begin on this one. First off, hit the like button and subscribe, please. I appreciate it so much. Thank you to everyone that has. This is criminal. Why are most of our cities taking advantage of our most vulnerable population, which happens to be our elderly population? It is crazy to me. Okay, so story time. I did a renovation on a duplex back in what was it, 2020? I think it was 2021 into 2022. And unbeknownst to me, and I don't think this is the case for every city, but some of the most cities, I was in my renovation in Portland, Oregon, and very, very strict building codes, regulations, all that good stuff. And which is why you don't have a lot of building there, because quite frankly, developers don't want to go there because there's too much red tape everywhere. And so that's why prices tend to be a little bit higher. Anyway, so I was updating my plumbing and in the unit, and this is a 1946, so it had all galvanized piping. That's just some really old stuff they used back in the day. And so I was going to tear all that out and replumb it, right, with some updated plumbing so we can get better water flow, better water quality, all that good stuff. I was only doing that to the interior, right, both sides of the duplex. Not a big deal, right? So as I'm getting my permit pulled for that work, I was hit. It triggered, I forget what the exact name of it was, but it triggered a bill, not a bill, but like not a proposal. It was I don't know what it was, but it's something that flagged the account. I was like, oh, so I ended up talking to this someone in the water bureau, one of the managers, and he was like, yeah, so we're going to need to charge you an additional, I think the amount was $25,000, which nothing to do with me. They just wanted to update their plumbing in the street. So the main plumbing, they wanted to upgrade that because I was upgrading my plumbing. So they were like finding a way to kind of piggyback on that. And I'm kind of giving you the short story here just to this story kind of jogged my memory and gave me a little bit of trauma. But I fought them tooth and nail, and they're like, nope. And ultimately I had to make some compromises on my property because I didn't have a choice, right? It was highway robbery. They also wanted to charge an additional, I think it was $10,000, somewhere in that ballpark, just to have a guy come out, stand there, hold a sign, because where my property is located, it's on like not a through street. And so they would have to have other cars find other parking, and that close off the street. It was some logistical nightmare, essentially. And guess who they wanted to pay for all of that? Me. I could not believe it. And furthermore, they went on to say, excuse me, they went on to say, by the way, all the water fixtures that you're putting in, you're not allowed. You guys need to share, your duplex needs to share laundry. And I was like, What? Make that make sense." And I was like, "What are you guys doing to regulate the water for someone who puts a pool in the backyard?" You know what? We just haven't come across that, and we haven't had to deal with that, Mr. Davis. Okay. Well, so you just, I could put a pool in the backyard, no one would say anything, but updating some plumbing, now I got to pay an additional $25,000 to $35,000. And they say yes to my face. True story. So when I see stories like this, it doesn't, I don't find it to be that far fetched, just based on my experience of what I went through with the city. However, this is getting out of control, and I don't know who or how we fix this, but something has to change. Because come on, man, I'm going to pay my water bill for the remainder of the time I own this property, and you're going to be taxing me on it. The least you can do is like work with me here. And for this woman who's doesn't even have plumbing and having to pay this bill, I don't know. Let's get into it and see what else is here. This is just, the more and more these videos keep getting in my feed, it's just starting to lose hope, guys.
This is unbelievable. This is totally wrong.
Turns out the city is insisting Miss Carly used more than 500,000 gallons. Now they're placing her in collections and threatening to garnish
Unless
her
someone stole
pension.
her water.
I'm slow, I'm dumb, whatever you want to call me, but it's going to take an Einstein to figure this out. I don't care what you say.
Her daughter went to City Hall to fight with no luck.
As soon as you touch our property and made entry into our property, now we have a water bill of $233,000.
The family turned to 15th Ward Alderman Ray Lopez. And you can't get the water department to back down.
No, the most that we got was yesterday. They said, well, we'll take off $25,000 in penalties for late charges.
I've never in my lifetime seen a bill like that.
$80,000.
Yet for years, CBS News Chicago has uncovered countless Chicagoans who all got hosed by outrageous water bills, and it continues.
One would think that after 6 years of seeing your stories on getting hosed, people within the water department, people within the law department, and people within finance would understand that mistakes happen.
They're going to put me in a grave with this.
Recently came out and replaced the new the water meter. Now the new water meter is currently registering, get this, at 0 water usage. However, the alderman and the family still fighting to get that bill eliminated.
Chicago, why are you guys putting up with this? There should be outrage over this. This is ridiculous. They don't have any mercy. They don't show any mercy, and we got to start changing something on the way we're voting, or maybe we need to engage in the voting or something, because this is getting out of control. I mean, they're saying countless stories. It should have been enough after the first one. And this is something, I'm not trying to be like grumpy guy, get off my lawn, and the government's blah, blah, blah. But they're not making it easy. They're not making it easy on people. And they wonder why things like tend to not like get done around the city, and why people are so disgruntled is because you're trying to get rich off the backs of the people. And that's just ridiculous to me. Oh, my camera is doing its thing again. Sorry, guys. Let's continue. I need to get through this video before I have any more technical difficulties.
We'll stay on top of this, Chris. Live in the control room. Back to you.
All right, Jermont, thanks. By the way, Diane, of course, far from alone with the water bill woes that she's dealing with for years, as Jermont mentioned. CBS News Chicago.
Anyways, I think I've rambled enough on this one. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Have you experienced anything like this? Any water bills? Speaking of which, I actually just got a notice today that my water bill is going up in the city of Portland. And another I don't know what it says off the top of my head, but I believe they just increased it maybe a year and a half ago or so. So it just never ends. I don't know. Maybe the water's getting laced with gold or something. I don't know. But anyways, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. And yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. All right. Bye.